float market capitalization, everyone. What is free float market capitalization? Share price. But wait, multiplied by what? Total number of shares. Total number of shares minus shares held by promoters. Did we discuss the same thing? Yes. Then we went on to Nifty 50. Correct? Nifty 50 indicates price movement of what? Indicative price movement of what? 50 major companies in India. Which 50 major? Based on what? Based on free float market capitalization. Is this okay? Yes. Now, like I said, we have an entire representation Nifty. We can also have indices such as Nifty or Sensex. But wait, this should not have been an example. Your company shares are part of it. Okay. Oh, okay. This is something different. One more meaning for you. Constituent. What is the meaning of constituent? Please read it with me. A company whose shares are a part of an index. Such as what? A company can be a part of Nifty, a company can be a part of Bank Nifty, a company can be a part of Sensex. That company is called as a constituent. So in simple words, can I say HDFC is one of the constituents of Nifty? It's a part of Nifty. Simple. Okay? Nothing dangerous or very difficult, something like that. Okay. Now, if you go on to the next page, here you can see requirements for a stock to be included in the index. To be really honest, I've given this 100% only for theory purpose. Why? Tell me. Are you going to decide which stock goes in Nifty? Am I going to decide? Who is going to decide? Exchange in consultation with SEBI. They're going to decide. How will I come to know? It will be there in the news everywhere, in the newspaper everywhere, on NSE websites also it will be there. That okay, this stock has been included in Nifty. This stock is kicked out of Nifty. Okay, there will be multiple criteria for that. What is the trading frequency? How much is the average impact cost? I mean, I can explain what is the impact cost, but not needed as such. We will directly come to know these are the Nifty constituents. Achha, one more time. Do the Nifty constituents change every day? They are not going to be changed. They are going to be reviewed every 6 months. So that is going to happen just twice a year. It's not going to happen daily trading also. Okay, so if you also check this, you can see now. This is as on, have I written the semi-annual date? Yes. Sorry, previous page only. Nifty is, the index is rebalanced on a semi-annual basis. Cut-off date is what? 31st Jan, 31st July each year. Okay, so that's what I told you, only twice in a year. Now, which are the constituents? Quickly tell me. Nifty is representing what? One last time, before you check in the notes. As I mentioned, in Nifty, should there be only one sector? Otherwise, how will it be a two representation? Which sectors are there in Nifty? Tell me. Financial services means what? Banks. For those who have not understood what is financial services, it could be banks or NBFCs, non-banking financial companies. If you don't know what is an NBFC, if you don't know an example of NBFC, have you heard about Muthoot Finance? Akshay Kumar used to do advertisement, I guess. Manappuram Finance. Manappuram. All these are NBFCs. Just two quick examples. Everyone knows what is IT. Oil and gas, Reliance, classic example. Consumer goods. FMCG. You might have heard this. FMCG, fast-moving consumer goods. Then we have ITC, HUL. All these are typical consumer. Whatever we consume day in day out. You can imagine when we get up till when we sleep. Whatever goods we use are consumer goods. Okay. Automobiles. Tata Motors, Maruti Suzuki, whatever. Metals. Tata Steel. Pharma. Sun Pharma. Okay. Construction. DLF. L&T is like anywhere and everywhere. It's more of infra. Infrastructure is a better one. Construction also they definitely do, but infrastructure and construction there is a slight difference. Construction is typically of buildings, and whenever I say infrastructure, it will be construction of roads, railways, bridges, everything. Cement products. Ambuja Cement, Ultratech Cement is cement में John है. Okay. Telecom, Airtel, power grid, Adani, okay, Tata Power, okay. Services. So this is huge. This is very vague. Could be any service. Could Zomato also fall in this? So it's a service, right? It could fall in that. Fertilizers and pesticides. Hiranba, absolutely. Sorry. RCF, Rashtriya Chemical Fertilizers, RCF, many companies. For those who did not understand, oh my god, what was that? It's okay. Why? You can check this as a homework also. Why? Just write down Nifty 50 companies. When you type Nifty 50 companies, you'll get entire list of 50 companies. And will you find a sectoral representation? Yes. But wait, very important point now. So now, there's a little bit catch here. Till now, everything was so nice, na? Everything is perfect. Sectoral representation, perfect representation. Everything is good till now. But अब कहानी में थोड़ा सा twist है. Little bit different. Because of this column, which is weight, is equal weight given to all sectors. So how many sectors are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 sectors are there. Is equal weightage given to all 13? No. More weightage is given to which sector? Financial services. Highest weightage. Financial services. Followed by IT. Now tell me. Every weightage. And tell me the correct answer. Nifty, more than 50% weightage is given only to two sectors. Banking and IT. So now you only tell me. Assume HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, SBI, Infosys, TCS. As I said. These five. Performing very well today. Amazing. Up by 2%, 3% each. And all of these are just maybe 1% down, 1% up, little bit here, little bit there. Nothing special. Will market be very nice up or just here and there and here? Up. Why? 50% weightage is given only to banks and IT. Financial services and IT. Don't ask me why, Rachna. Why did you do this? I have not done this. I have not decided the composition of Nifty. So those who decided, they might have some logic for this. Why more weightage to banks? Maybe it is somewhere related to economics also. How is our economy? What is more important to our economy and all that? Okay, it's not I who decided. This is what it is. We have to know that when will market perform very well? When all these heavyweight champions, who are the heavyweight champions? Financial services and IT. When they start going up, market is just going to quickly zoom up. Out of that also, now this is sector wise. Now come to constituent wise, top constituent wise. Now if you check only first five, out of these companies by top constituents, Reliance Industries, to be honest, Reliance Industries no more is only oil and gas. It's everywhere. Be it Toys, Hamlet, or be it Jio, or be it oil, be it Reliance Retail, anything and everything. It's competitor for everyone, I guess. So it's not truly fitting into this oil and gas also. Not truly fitting, but this is the top third. So total three. If I take top three, which are top three now, tell me quickly. Top three are financial services, IT, oil and gas. These are going to be the market movers. Mainly will move the market. Correct? From that also, oil and gas only one name here. Which is the one name here? Reliance. Now you have to tell me, I'm going to tell the company name, you have to tell me which sector. HDFC Bank, financial services, IT, sorry. Infosys, ICICI Bank, financial services, HDFC, financial services, Tata Consultancy, IT, Kotak, financial services, L&T, construction, IT. Okay, so this one is different. One different. State Bank of India, financial, HUL, consumer goods, which was the fourth one. But out of top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, out of top 10, L21, HUL1, bas, 8 out of 10 are from top 3. And going one step ahead, 7 out of 10. Because Reliance is also the third one now, ONGC. Out of top 10 heavyweight champions who are going to be moving the market because their weightage is more. Is everyone given equal weightage? No. Heavy weightage is for these stocks which have ticked off. 7 out of 10 are only representing only two sectors. Which two sectors? Either financial services or IT. So in simple words, when can market be very powerful going upwards or downwards? When these stocks show big movement. We have also seen small caps. What is the definition of small caps? 250 and again. Correct? Small caps are up by 10%. Will market go up? There is no representation of small caps in Nifty. Ma'am, but if I want to check the benchmark of small cap, then there is a separate index for small cap. There will be a separate index for mid caps also. And one separate index Nifty which is overall representation. Are you with me? Yes? Can I go on? Okay, rebalancing of indices. Originally, as I mentioned, there is a cutoff date where the analysis stops. Here the analysis is going to stop. What is happening? Which is going up? Liquidity, this, that, whatever. But final rebalancing, here you will see Nifty 50 index rebalances its portfolio on finally when 31st March and 30th December. Then you will be like, then what was that cutoff? Oh, sorry, September. 31st March and 30th September. Then what was that cutoff? They need some time to analyze also, no? Cutoff is March. And from one day, Ratorat analysis done and starting 1st April, surprise. That will not happen. So typically what is done, I'll tell you. 31st March cutoff happens. Then they'll start analyzing which company is doing better, which will give you proper representation. Based on what? Based on all these things. Based on whose work is this? Exchange, admin. They want to do this. Which should be included, which should be excluded, and what they will do? Somewhere between February and March, they will declare. Who's going to declare? To whom they declare? To us. That starting 1st of April or starting 31st March, whatever. This stock will go out of Nifty. This stock will come in Nifty. Apollo Hospitals. Right now is going to come in. And which stock is going to go out? Indian Oil is going to go out. How did they come to know about this secret information? Which month are we in right now? Are you with me? In March. When was the cutoff? 31st January. 31st January cutoff. They started analyzing. Then they'll declare. Somewhere between 31st March, they'll declare. After 31st March, they'll declare. Somewhere in the month of Feb or 1st March or whatever. Around that area. 31st March, it will be applicable. Not understood? I fumbled a lot while I was saying this. 31st Jan is cut off. From 31st Jan, they will start their homework. Which stock is liquidity, this, that. Which parameters? These parameters. Based on these parameters, they'll start doing the homework. And they'll come up with 1 or 2 changes or 3 changes, whatever. For example, whatever he said, IOC, Indian Oil Corporation Limited, is going to go out. And which stock is going to come in? Apollo Hospitals is going to come in. Okay. When will they announce this? Do they have to announce this before 31st March? Yes, because it's going to get rebalanced on 31st March. So before that, they have to declare. Has it been declared right now? Yes. What is today's date? 5th of March. 6th of March. See, perfect, एकदम practical. We are in this timeline and we know that this change is going to happen. But when? On 31st March. Oh, Babul jo tumne sikha. Gone. No, it's a base question. Why? Is it going? Matlab, gone. I had invested my hard-earned money. Now you say gone. Arey, it's very much there on the exchange. It is just out of top 50. It's very much there tradable on the exchange. Correct? Everyone with me? So even if a company goes out of the index, am I saying it is going to get delisted? There's a difference. Correct? Going out of the exchange versus delisted. So by the way, someone asked me an example also, na? When I was talking about delisting. Delisting and relisting. Ruchi Soya only is the example. Ruchi Soya, I checked it. That was my homework. I do my homeworks. Okay. So because someone had asked it the other day. FPO ka example I had given, but Ruchi Soya is the same example. It got delisted, got acquired by Patanjali, and it got relisted. Okay? Simple? You had a question. He's saying that if a stock is going out of Nifty 50 or if it is coming in Nifty 50, will the stock price be affected? Yes. If it is coming in Nifty 50, can I say Nifty 50 company? What but guys? Will the price go up? Yes, there's much more logic attached to that as well. But again, I have to tell you what is an index fund for that. For those who know what are index funds, the mutual fund managers who are managing index funds, they're going to buy that stock mandatorily because it has to be a representation of the index. Okay, and the stock is going out, they have to sell it because they have to match the index. For those who didn't understand this last 1 minute, it's okay. How can you remember this? I'm a part of index. Stock price will go up. I'm not a part of index anymore. Stock price will go down. Simple? Any doubt clear? No? Good. Answer your question, right? Yes. Correct. So for those who want to watch online, he just gave one more explanation. Same, just to sum it up though, it was not a question asked because when I'm reviewing the lectures, your voice will not be pulled up by the camera. So he just summed it up that yes, similar thing will happen whenever what will happen to a stock which is coming in the index and which is going outside the index. No specific question asked. Chalo, if you move on to the next page, what are the uses of indices? Tell me. Index is used as a benchmark or is used as an indicator. Did we discuss this? Yes. Benchmark, that class example, school example, and indicator, rice and wheat example as an indicator. Did I talk about sectoral indices also? Which sectoral indices did I talk about? Bank Nifty, IT Nifty, or Nifty IT it is called. Nifty IT, even Nifty Bank. हम Bank Nifty बोलते हैं. The exact name is Nifty Bank. Nifty Auto. So these will be tracking what? A specific sector, representing only a specific sector. Is this okay? Can we move on? Sorry. It is not necessary that it will be 50 also. Depends. We index to index, we'll have to pull out the data sheet of that index. You know how the index is constructed. For that you have separate data sheets. How many companies? So his question is like Nifty has top 50 companies. Will Nifty Bank also have top 50 companies? No. Depends. Exactly. So for Nifty Bank, only 12 companies are a part of Nifty Bank. Nifty Bank video release नहीं करें ना भाई. Wednesday I guess. This coming Wednesday, Nifty Bank video is going to get released. Sectoral index. What is that homework? How will you do that? Nifty Bank, space bar, C Rachna Ramit. So you can take that as homework. I've explained. Kya? Set reminder, notification. You can pull a notification for that as well. Notification and bell icon, whatever. So Nifty Bank. I've explained in absolute detail. What is Nifty Bank? Which are the components? Everything you can. So that will give you more idea on what is the sectoral index. A sectoral index, one specific sector. Is this okay? Yes. Someone had a question, huh? For the commodities, do we have an index? Oh, on MCX there will be indices. Yes. No. I mean, it's not like a Sensex or Nifty. Similarly, all commodities put together, I doubt. But for a specific commodity, there might be. But again, I need to check this. Bulldex. Not sure. I've never traded in commodities, to be honest. Because for commodities, the lot size is pretty high. So even if in F&O, if I were to take one position, for gold, margin of 3 lakh, 4 lakh, something like that will be asked. For Nifty, I can trade with 50,000, 70,000, 80,000 margin. Khatam ho gaya. So it's a bit expensive thing, and I believe that you should trade in something that you understand. I am not from an agri background, so how will the wheat prices move? How will the whatever? I don't understand soft commodities nor hard commodities, so better staying out of that. I'm not sure on any sectoral index for that or not. We'll check it out. 74 gold and 34 silver. Bulldex. We can check it in the break. Someone can Google it out and we can get the answer. Okay. Take it done? Yes. Huh. Oh, he's asking. Let us talk about foreign index. Something about something like US markets. One is Nasdaq. Another one is Dow. One is Nasdaq. Another one is Dow. Will there be a similar allocation for Nasdaq and Dow also is your question, right? In fact, US ka to story is different. Why I will tell you. In India, what is the typical scenario? Where is Reliance Industries listed? On Bombay Stock Exchange or National Stock Exchange? Both. HDFC? Both. Infosys, TCS? Both. But in US markets, there will be many companies which are listed only on the index which is of Nasdaq or Dow. Typically, Nasdaq will represent IT. Nasdaq will represent more of IT and Dow will represent more of traditional companies like typical manufacturing and this and that. See, nothing related to latest technology. So all Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Netflix, all on Nasdaq. Headquarters should be in USA only. For India also. For Indian companies also, the main registered office can't be outside India. Similar. Okay. Companies Act. So if I'm talking about a company which is listed in India, it can't have a headquarters outside India. It has to have a registered office in India only. Same thing he's saying about. Again, one more, before I take a question. I have again done a separate video on this, by the way. Because to be honest, even I was not aware about US stock market because I never listed in US. I'm sorry, I never. What a dream. मुंह से निकल जाता है कभी-कभी. I've never listed my company in US. Wow. I've never traded in US stocks. That is why I was not sure on how it goes. Just this one. So that is the reason why I have done a video on how Indian markets and US markets are different. What was the exact name of the video? Basics of US stock markets. So again, you know what to do, homework. But to be honest, even I learned a lot of things while doing research for that video. Me and my team were like, this is what happens. That is what happens. So basics of US market will actually clear a lot of things about how US markets. Basic stuff only, okay? No, wait. First you get it out, then you and then. Hard to answer that, but I will try and answer it. He's saying that there are some companies, Indian companies, which are listed on US stock exchange also. Right now you said that the company must be headquartered there, corporate office, main corporate office should be there, where it is listed. How come Infosys, which has its headquarters or corporate office in India, how come it is listed on US stock exchange? It's actually not listed. Its ADR is listed there. So that is why I said it's hard for me to tell you. ADR is an American depository receipt. They are also listed in the European stock exchange. That is known as a GDR. It's a global depository receipt. And if you know that there was one foreign bank which was listed on the Indian stock exchange, which I don't think is listed anymore, Standard Chartered Bank. And Standard Chartered Bank IDR was there. And what is IDR? It's an Indian depository receipt. It's not a share. It's a different financial instrument. Okay. And if you've seen my latest community tab post, in that I've talked about NSE IFSC, wherein 8 US companies now we can trade in India also. Now that could be someone else's follow-up question. Like Google and all these, Amazon, all these, they are going to USA. How come we are trading in India? We are not trading in their shares. We are not allowed to trade in their shares. It's actually an unsponsored depository receipt. Again, this is way beyond basics of stock market. It's very hard for me to tell you what is a depository receipt. It will take another 1 hour. In simple words, you can imagine instead of share, something similar to a share is given, but its name is not share. Its name is not stock. It's similar to that. That's a depository receipt. Okay. Fractional, yes. You are not, so what is he asking? That if I'm buying through that NSE, so again, one clarification before I answer, because the trading in NSE IFSC has started on 5th of 7th, just 2-3 days ago, 3rd March 2022, abhi, it has started, and zero dark stocks not allowed. Both these brokers have not yet been given permission for trading through NSE IFSC. So I have an account with zero dark. I do have an account with Edelweiss also, but I have not yet tried to do it. So whatever I'm telling you based on whatever I've read, I have not done it practically. One disclaimer. Still, many provisions are not clear to everyone. That is also a very honest answer. Because just now these things have come in. Exactly what will happen? Will I have to purchase these unsponsored deposit receipts in dollars only? Or will I have to pay INR and it will be the headache of the broker to convert INR into USD? There are thousands of questions. And because it has started just 2-3 days ago, I don't think we should be going into that right now because it will be just based on whatever I've read. I would want to trade in it first. Once I trade in it, I'll make a video on that. First hand experience. That is what I believe in. Okay, so as of now, you can just keep this in mind. Can I trade in US stocks? Not directly, but indirectly through NSE IFSC. What is NSE IFSC? It's just another exchange. Whose exchange? NSE. Another dukan, another shop. NSE is one shop, DSE is another shop. NSE is one more shop. NSE IFSC, special for trading in US stocks. That is what you can visualize right now. Not in Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Gift City, if I'm not mistaken. In Gift City it is located, in Ahmedabad. Okay, she's saying how come Burger King got listed in India? Please understand, even if it's a foreign brand, it will be listed as separate company in India first. And then it will be listed. So for example, Domino's. Well, I can give you multiple examples, which are actually foreign companies. Unilever. We feel Hindustan. When I started my stock market, Hindustan Unilever. Our Indian company. Unilever is Firangi company. It's just Hindustan Unilever. You have also Pakistan Unilever. Yes, Pakistan Unilever Limited exists. So what they do? Unilever is a brand and they just attach country name. And everyone, commoners feel. So they see thing just pops up and people buy it. Okay, so to answer finally your question, even Burger King is a US based company. First, a separate entity. There will be some agreements. A similar company will be established here. Then trading will be started. We are not trading in US Burger King directly. Same with Domino's also. Yes. Correct. So she's saying I have heard Nifty 50, but I have also heard Nifty 100. I have also heard Nifty 200. Is there any restriction that we can have only one index? There are multiple index. Question is, what are you tracking? Let's start now. Okay. Correct. Check karo dosto barabar. Okay. So anyways, she's asking like we have Nifty 50, we have Nifty 100, we have Nifty 500, 200, whatever. Will Nifty 200 include those stocks which are part of Nifty 50? Yes, obviously yes. Okay. Simple. Nifty 200 will obviously include those stocks which are part of Nifty 50. Any other doubt? No? Still two more doubts. Someone asked this on day 1 or day 2, I guess. The value of Sensex at the peak was somewhere around 60,000. And value of Nifty around the peak was somewhere around 18,400. Itni na insaafi kyun hai? Why is that so? The reason is base year is different. And for that we need knowledge of statistics. Okay. Now what is the base year? When first Nifty was formed, we need something as a base, na? If I'm saying Nifty is, let us say 600. On which base? And again, to understand the concept of base, you need to have some knowledge of statistics. I'll tell you one more thing. Inflation. How many of you have a little bit of income tax knowledge? And in income tax, there is known as CII, Cost of Inflation Index. Cost of Inflation Index? No? Forget it. Those who know this, there is also a concept of base year and cost of inflation index. In simple words, let me give you a simple thing. Like I told you, I am comparing my height with Meg. Someone is comparing with Shilpa Shetty. Is there a benchmark? Like we have a benchmark. Benchmark means what? One standard base. Benchmark. Similarly, we have to have a base, one standard benchmark, a base. A base from which we start the working, from which we start the calculation. Okay. Nifty ka base year is also different, which is 1994. And the base value was 100 if I'm not mistaken. If you can check someone. 1,000 or 100? 1,000. What was that? Sensex was 100. 1979 was the base year. And value was 100. Base itself is different, year itself is different. So the calculation has started, the base has started from 1979. And please tell me, from 100, if 100 is the base, the multiplier is much more. Nifty ke liye base itself is 1,000. 10 times base is bigger. And plus starting at 94, starting late. That is why in simple words, can I tell you, starting line is only different. Simple. This is a running race. Okay. Sensex has started running in 1979. Solo runner till 94 solo runner. It has already crossed such a big ground. And now who will start running? Nifty. But as good as it's going to start from scratch, right? So Sensex has already covered a lot of ground. And Nifty has just begun. Even if it is 100,000 still, base year may difference because there's a big difference in the year also. That is why the values are different. The base year is different, the base value is different. And that is why today's value is also different. That can be a kind of an explanation for why you get it logically at least. Yes, the starting point is different. Both have started their journeys at a different stage. Same. For Sensex, Nifty, both, we have free float market capitalization. Okay? Fully paid. For index, you're saying? Fully paid. For we take the calculation of free float market capitalization, whatever. We take fully paid shares. I don't think so. Price difference will be there also. I don't see what can happen. I will tell you. Earlier I recollect the difference used to be 1:4. Ekdam initially when I started tracking, somewhere between 1:3.5 to 1:4 was the difference. But then right now we see somewhere around 1:3 difference. 1:3 difference. Almost 3 times Sensex. I personally feel that if the weightage changes, weightage in Nifty is very different as compared to Sensex. Let's take an example that in Nifty, Reliance is given highest weightage. In Nifty, forget it. In Nifty, Reliance is given highest weightage. And assume in Sensex, this is my logic that I'm telling you, okay? In Sensex, let us say Infosys is given highest weightage. And in coming 1 year, Reliance outperforms Infosys. Reliance goes up by 20%, Infosys goes up by only 10%. In that case, I believe that the gap will reduce because the pace at which Nifty will increase, similar pace Sensex might not increase. This logical answer है. No, don't compare that Nifty has 50 companies and Sensex has 30 companies with that also. That will not make any difference. Finally, we are coming to a person. Finally, we are talking about one average number. Na? It's not about number of companies as such. Finally, it's one single number that we are deriving. So he's making a very similar point that top 3 companies in Nifty and in Sensex, if they remain same, and if weightage is also same, then the gap will remain same. But if the top 3 are different, and if the weightage is also different, logically correct, na? If 3 companies are different and weightage is different, then the gap might increase or decrease. Okay, but again, last thing. What are we going to do with this? This is just for our information, agreed. Please don't break your head behind, oh, let me put it down mathematically, what will happen? This stock goes up by this percent, you are wasting 10 hours, and finally what are you going to get? Kuch nahi. Instead of that, analyze another company for 10 hours, you'll make some profit. Unless and until you want to go into the SEBI or NSE, BSE as an employee who is going to work on all these softwares, then and only then. But I'm glad you are understanding the logic also. So last two questions, what were these? Just to sum up, last two questions, one very important point I asked. Why Sensex Nifty values are different? Why? Both are starting the running race on a different day, at a different value. That is why it is different. And can the gap increase or decrease? Yes. And how? Why were you able to give the answer? Because of this slide. That is why understanding the constituents is important. Is this understood? So what we can do is we can take a break. Huh? Okay. We can take a break sharp half an hour today because then only we'll be able to. We are almost at the closure basically. If you see now we have only charts and charts and charts. Okay. So other people were having tension, will we complete or not? I knew what I put in the notes. So I was under least pressure. I just wanted to complete this before we break, but we have. Okay, so we'll take a short break. Break के बाद we'll continue.